On this week's episode, we talk about Conclave.
And on the pop culture news of the week.
Happy Halloween!
Yay! It's Halloween. I mean, technically, when you listen or watch this, it will not be Halloween. But yeah, we just got back from asking random strangers for candy. Yeah.
Yes, encouraging our children to knock on doors and ask for sugar from people they don't know.
Living like Blanche.
Really good
relying
messaging.
on the kindness of others.
Yes.
I mean, for candy.
Yeah. They did well. They liked their costumes. We all had enjoyed a nice walk out in the fall air.
Yes, fall? It's still fall?
It is still fall.
Oh, it's chill.
Yeah, it was cold.
Yeah.
So, anyway, hope your holiday was great. That your children have paid the appropriate tribute to you as their parents. And that you're enjoying discounted candy from Walmart or wherever you buy your candy. Anyway, happy Halloween is what we're saying. This week we saw some good movies and other stuff. We're going to start with Conclave, which is a new film directed by Edward Berger, based on a book by Robert Harris. The cast alone is a good enough reason to see this movie, or at least sold me on the movie. We have got Ray Fiennes, John Lithgow, Stanley Tucci, and Isabella Rossellini. Very briefly, but she's there and she's fabulous. And as the name suggests, this is a film that begins right as the Pope has died and carries us through the whole process of conclave. The cardinals all gather in the Sistine Chapel to elect a new Pope.
Yes, and it's they shot in Rome. They didn't shoot at the Vatican because apparently nobody do that. But shot in Rome, so beautiful places.
Yeah, and great pains were taken, it seemed, to make everything look right and feel like all their different vestments and the rooms that they're in and these beautiful historic locations and all that. A lot of all the different ritual and things like that.
Yeah, and it starts very, very dramatic. The locations, the costume design, the acting, the writing, very, very dramatic. But at the same, and the music is very like intense to guide, to conduct to this universe, to this story of this Pope that died, and the leadership of the Catholic Church needs to find another one, as they've been doing for centuries. And very dramatic, very intense. So it's like it's captivating, it's compelling. But then they start going through to some predictable stuff.
Yes.
And then start using this whole process to bash on the institution for whatever and for many reasons. And then it gets like, okay. And then like some surprises and plot twists. But at that point, I was like, okay. Yeah, it's not. So it starts really strong, but it gets weaker and weaker and weaker to the end. It's based on a book. Another one from the series of books that movies based on books that we didn't
haven't read, yeah.
And we probably won't. But yeah, it has these very talented people there.
Yeah, they all turn in great performances.
Again, it starts very interestingly, but then it gets lost into the criticism of the institution, and I guess, I mean, unknowing the everything about the movie and everything about the book, unknowing the source material, I expected, something intense, something interesting. When at the end it felt it was just like a package of criticism to the Catholic Church of Rome, and I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think you're right.
It kind of felt when we preach one way or the other, it feels like okay. And there's some light ones, and they do some through some metaphors at some point. So I was like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. But yeah.
I thought it was very beautifully and thoughtfully photographed. The music was quite often not there at all. There was actually a lot of Ray Fiennes breathing.
Yes, he's nervous.
Which is interesting.
Painting.
He was nervous. Was this like drawing our attention to his mortality, his emotional state? I'm not totally sure. But we spent a lot of time very close up to details. It wasn't terribly hurried or rushed at all. As someone who's always been an avid student of Catholicism and its stranglehold on European and even North American history, I thought it was very, very interesting. And they also kind of look at this tension between like the politics of being a cardinal and choosing the next pope, but then also the spiritual side and trying to reconcile those things. As a person of faith whose faith is rarely, if ever, portrayed accurately or sympathetically in the media, I definitely want to take it with a huge grain of salt. I imagine if I were a practicing Catholic, I might have some other feelings about the movie. As it was, I would agree with him. It started strong, but then like by the end, it sort of felt like a leftist fantasy of what they wish religion would do or would be. And there were some very preachy moments. In this case, though, it was literal preaching, right? Like a cardinal giving a homily or something like that. So overall, I thought it was very interesting. It's only rated PG. So although the content matter is quite heavy, there's nothing like super explicit or inappropriate or anything like that. And overall, I think pretty well made. So I would recommend Conclave.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that, to be completely honest, yeah, I saw. It's not like I hate it, but it's one that I most likely will forgot pretty quick, and would like not have any interest in or watching again. If that says anything, and if anything, my one of my points of this movie is great is like as soon as the movie ends, I would watch it again. So in the scale of going to that being a spectacular movie and a movie that I forgot I'm probably never gonna watch again, you might have an idea of where the movie sits. Again, it's not as low as a movie that I hate and I would tell you don't watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I wonder if they were. They definitely did some research on the Catholic, on the system and other things.
Very much
but I
so.
wonder if beyond that there was, because the criticism on some of the characters, and some are like so bizarrely done. They are caricature of what the anti-religion groups out there, liberals and leftists, the way they treat religion like fanatism. And it's funny because they treat that in the case of Christianity. Any other religion, it's beautiful, it's traditional, anyways. So coming from the group of people, the way they expose these religious leaders as some are terrible people, beyond flawed, like extremely flawed. It's clearly that they didn't work with Catholics or Catholic groups or the church. They researched the process, but the people is like, it's clearly they didn't work together. It was not endorsed by Benedict.
Francis.
It's not Benedict?
No, he was the one who resigned. It's Pope Francis now.
Ratzinger was Benedict?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. Oh.
This one is, I can't remember his name before he became Pope, but he was he's from Argentina.
Yeah, he's Argentinian.
Yeah.
Okay. So
anyway.
yeah, if you're Catholic, most likely you're gonna hate it as the way the whole thing is treated. It starts really really strong, but again, it start really strong. There's some stuff that they have some images, and when you're making a movie, image says a lot. I mean, even if we work in a movie, there's a saying in Portuguese, I don't know if there's one in English, that an image speaks 1,000 words. One image.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes, we have this saying.
So it is just like that, right? So there's this whole the Pope dies, and they put him on they enclose him in sort of a bag.
Yeah, but it's like a very special white body
but it's
bag.
more like veils. They put him there, and then they as the image shows, they throw him in the back of a truck.
Well, they slide him in on a gurney.
And then the camera focus on him, and then
yeah, that was so interesting.
The body jumping as it drives
getting jostled
to the Vatican.
Again, this reminder that like this infallible man, right, the Bishop of Rome, the Vicar of Christ, infallible, but also showing him as like profoundly mortal.
Sure. But
I think that's
yeah,
was the goal there.
But was to show that he's human as all of us, or they were like exposing that he's human as all of us.
Sure.
In the beginning, we couldn't tell, but after the end of the movie, I could feel like they were just like, look at this piece of meat.
Yeah, but I feel like there were also moments where they did suggest sincerity in the faith, and even moments where they made it seemed like God was working through in the conclave. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. That was my impression. I don't feel like they totally dismissed faith and spirituality through the whole thing. I don't feel like they. I think they kind of expressed some of the tension, like Aldo Bellini, Stanley Tucci's character. Really, I don't want to spoil anything. I'd be curious to hear what you think, dear viewers.
Me? Oh,
yeah, yeah. I did just hear what you thought.
Yeah.
I love your thoughts, but I heard that one. So, anyway, go see it.
But yeah,
let us know what you think.
Oh, don't. But if you see it, let us know. We would be curious to see it. It's like, especially from the Catholic point of view. We are not Catholic. I'm not Catholic. I was raised in Brazil, which is the largest Catholic planet in the Catholic planet. The Catholic country in the planet, in this corner of the galaxy. So I know a lot about the cultures and traditions because it was all around me. To friends and family, and anyways.
Yeah.
So
I would love to. I would. There's one reason that I want to read the book, and it's for some explanation on why the person who's ultimately chosen as the Pope chooses the name that he does. Because, like, for me, that was a really.
In the movie, felt like it was like.
For me, it was very jarring. Like, it made no sense. It felt like it was out of character. It felt like it kind of like upended some of the messaging of the film. And also historically, it was like, wow, that one?
Yeah.
That?
Historically, sure. But forgetting about history, if you pick that name, and especially in the context of things, he comes out of nowhere. He's the new there, right? And the way they show most of them, or even all of them, they all Pharisees, and then comes this Lamb of God, comes this and that's why he picked the name, because among all of them they were all dirty and he was the clean one.
But is that not the height of pride, and this pride that stands between us and repentance and redemption?
But what do you mean? You mean his name is pride?
Yeah, I thought it was very arrogant.
Yeah, no, I feel it felt for me.
Like it was very jarring, and it was otherwise like a pretty consistent like thoughtful. Even if I didn't agree with every
So
decision,
it's
I could
Benedict.
understand it.
Isn't Benedict just in the same?
I guess so.
What's the name of this new one?
Francis.
Oh, Francis is just a name.
Francis was a solid choice. Francis is direct reference to like a very specific saint, and some of the messaging and the attitude that this Pope is bringing to his
but it felt
tenure.
Like a lot of things in this movie. It didn't feel like it was story driven. It felt like it was the writers did that, and it felt like it was like pointing at the audience, like guiding the audience on the way, like preaching, right?
Yeah.
So the choice of the name, it felt like that. It maybe it's in the book too, which again it could be the author guiding the readers in a way, preaching. But anyways, enough of Conclave.
Yeah.
Conclave. It's available on theaters everywhere. If you want to check, go check.
Okay, we also recently saw Alien Romulus.
Yeah, but that's been a while.
It has been a while.
But it was announced that they're gonna get a sequel.
Oh, that's why that was there.
Yes,
I was
Alien
so
Romulus
confused. Two. Okay. He gives me every week. He gives me like the list of things we're going to talk about.
The script.
And then the script, and I kind of like put them in what I hope is a coherent order. I don't know. And anyway, I was very confused. Like, first of all, we saw that ages ago, and second of all,
we did talk
it
about
wasn't
it
a
already.
sequel. We did.
Yeah.
Okay, right on.
So, Alien Romulus will get a sequel. We're gonna get Aliens Romulus 2. Let's call it that. And you know, the Aliens Romulus takes place in between the first and the second movie. So there's still more time to explore there, and of course aliens. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. And it was successful.
I'm gonna take a wild
guess. It wasn't bad. No, people liked it.
Yeah.
Made money. So the suits eyes like bling, start growing with dollar signs, and it's like
yeah. I'm gonna take a wild guess that in this movie, at some point, an alien is going to. Well, it won't be the xenomorph right away, right? We'll have some kind of funky looking egg spore situation. Our protagonist, whose name I've forgotten, is going to desperately and frantically warn the people around her of what to do. They're not going to listen because of reasons, and someone's going to get hit with a face hugger, and then, bam, xenomorph, which will kill a bunch of people before ultimately being defeated by our brave and daring and heroic final girl.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen in the movie.
Maybe, yeah.
There's some dressing around that. It's going to be fun to watch, I suspect. But anyway, that's my prediction.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else about Alien Romulus 2?
No.
Okay.
Because it was just a piece of news.
It was, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so Google is in big trouble in Russia. They failed to restore, or chose not to restore, 17 Russian TV channels on YouTube. And so a Russian court had fined them $20 decillion US.
Decillion?
Decillion. I had to look it up. And I think I counted like 30 or 33 zeros. It's a completely bananas amount of money. Like, doesn't even exist amount of money.
It's like 1,000 trillions is a decillion?
It's even more than that. Because you got to go through like quadrillion, quintillion.
Oh.
Right? What would become like sextillion?
Septillion,
you have septillion, octillion, like novillion? Nonillion? And then decillion.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Like, seriously, like, this is such a stupid, non-existent amount of money that they've been fined. So, I'm sorry, Russians. It looks like Google's not doing much for you right now.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
They better sit as they wait for the check, because if they stand up, they're gonna get tired.
Yeah, no, I don't think Russia's gonna get paid. At least not from Google. In the meantime, Goldfish Crackers is doing a temporary rebrand to appeal to adults.
Yeah, it's called Sea Bass.
Not just any sea bass.
Oh, Chilean sea bass.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because you know what I want from my crackers is bass. That sounds good.
It's just a name, right?
It is. It actually
It's
sounds
so
kind of
dumb.
funny.
Yeah, it is funny, but it's like,
But yeah.
okay, I don't know. Yeah, okay.
But I'm an adult now, and I may not eat goldfish because goldfish is a childish fish. Chilean sea bass is much more mature. I don't know. All right, what's going on at Disney Plus in this top 10 things?
Oh, Disney Plus came up with a top 10 list. The on your timeline when you open the app, it's gonna show the top 10. But the top 10, there's a catch. The top 10 is not based on views. So not views only. They use that too, but they it's so dumb. Disney's like lying and cheating to you again. They're gonna push stuff to you on those top 10 lists.
Okay.
Because they can.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay, the writer for the Rey Star Wars film has in fact left the project.
Yeah, she
this
said.
is never a good sign.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah.
And if anything, the writer. I don't know who the writer is. Not personally, not in depth, but let's assume there's someone from the industry that knows how to write and tell stories. I'm not even talking about the director, who is not the case, who is a documentarian, who is a documentarist, right?
I think so.
Yeah, who is a documentarian, who is an activist, has nothing to story to tell a story.
Yeah.
Or if anything, a fiction story. But either way, the project is in trouble.
Yeah. So, good luck to all of them. Okay, Spider-Man 4 has a release date.
Yeah, July 2026.
Tom Holland.
The same, I think, is no, yeah. Let's leave it like that.
Okay. Cool.
Tom Holland's scheduled to come back.
Yes, he said he read the script, was excited, but that it needs work. And either they did the work or they paid him a whole bunch of money.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's on board. So, okay. Oregon Trail, the computer game that has gripped my generation and provided many an hour of crossing the plains and dying of dysentery. Anyway, they're working on an action comedy movie adaptation at Apple, which I think could be delightful.
Wait, I thought was that like Traveling Boy?
Yeah, there was a smaller like indie type project film that the comedians were really like did, and it's basically about pioneers crossing the plains. Yeah. And oh my gosh, so funny. Something about going west.
Yeah, Go West.
From JK Studios. Yeah, Go West. I think.
Yeah.
JK Studios.
Is that what they call?
I think so.
Just Kidding Studios.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, it's very funny.
It was fun. We don't know if it's on streaming. It's not a big studio, so I don't know if they got deals to get to to any streaming service platform.
Yeah, I don't know, but if you ever get the chance to watch it, I highly recommend it. If you ever saw Studio C, they were quite big on YouTube for a while. Anyway, it's a lot of the original cast of Studio C has moved on to create JK Studios. This is the film they made. They've also made another film called Villains.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, with
the
Colin
girl.
Mockery.
With who?
Colin Mockery.
Who's Colin Mockery?
He's the bald Canadian on Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, with the girl who is very funny.
Oh, she's so funny.
Yeah. You know her name? Marilyn. No. It's a very, very old woman's name.
It is, and you're right. I think it does start with an M, but I can't remember.
Meryl. Was it Villains, right?
Yeah. Anyway, highly recommend their work. The point is that this whole like pioneer action comedy thing has been done. It worked out really well.
Villains Incorporated.
And
Mallory.
I'd like to see more from them. Yeah, Mallory.
Yeah.
Let's do Mallory and
Jason Gray, Billy Mann, and Colin
Mockery.
Mockery.
Yeah. So Jason is the other JK Studio C face from it.
Yeah, they probably wrote direct that. Jeremy Warner. Jeremy is the Asian-looking guy, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's Asian. He does look Asian. And Jason Gray is the writers are the troupe of the Studio C. There's that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways. Yeah. So Oregon Trail is coming.
Yeah.
My
This
gosh,
time
I
a
love that game.
big studio gonna make, and big studios, they might make something great, or they might fail.
Who knows?
They might.
But Apple. I mean, this is coming from Apple.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see.
Been doing pretty well.
They might. What was that thing was on that movie? Van Helsing was trying to save the earth from the monsters.
And they blew it.
Yeah, they might blew it.
Yeah, Monster Squad we watched today.
Classic from the 80s.
It was funny. Our kids liked it.
Okay.
All right.
It's talking about Apple. Apple announced they're gonna make a sequel for Family Plan. It's Family Plan, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
with
Mark
Wahlberg
Wahlberg and Michelle Monaghan. Funny comedy with a family. We saw it.
Yeah.
Like we talked about it.
This is the one where they decide they want to adopt, and then all of a sudden they end up with like fostering three siblings.
Completely wrong.
What?
Yeah. No, this is one that Mark Wahlberg is a super spy
hitman guy.
And he has a wife that I can't remember what she is, but she works. They have kids. One is like wants to be a politician. They're all very busy family. And one day it blows up his cover, and they have to run to fix the problems, and they fix the problems. And I think at the end, I'm not gonna spoil, so you're gonna have to watch. But it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It's we've kind of seen this before. Like the guy lives a double life, and then his wife finds
Keep
out
his
about
secret to protect the family.
Protect the family, but then it all catches up to him. And so this one we just have the twist of like he's juggling all this with being a dad, as well, and teenagers and babies and all that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, there's a baby too. I forgot about the baby. But yeah, it's very funny. Wahlberg is working on doing like different creative stuff out of the Hollywood axis, and this one was good. So
yeah,
if you didn't see Family Plans, available on Apple, and they're gonna come with a sequel soon.
Speaking of sequels coming soon, Jumanji 3 will be coming in December of 2026.
Yeah, surprising.
Yeah.
First one was fun. Second one was fun too. And they're gonna make more.
Yeah. The original Jumanji film though is
I'm
one
talking
of my
about
favorites.
the recent new
ones. The
ones.
recent ones, yes.
Yeah, of course. The first one is au concours, and everybody likes it, and it was great. I'm talking about this revival.
Yeah.
With new stories with The Rock, Jack Black, and red hair from England.
What's shoot. Karen Gillan. She's from Scotland.
And short Kevin Hart.
Yes.
Not that there's a tall Kevin Hart, but Kevin Hart is short.
Have you seen the picture of him with his family? It's like a family picture with his mom and siblings.
No, what's up at that?
Well, it looks like a pretty ordinary picture, but then someone commented on it that Kevin Hart's mom looks more like Kevin Hart than he does, and it's weirdly true. And you need to find the picture.
Okay.
She looks lovely, but when you have that in your mind and then you look at the picture, it's like oh my. Anyway, okay. So more upcoming projects. John Krasinski is coming back to Amazon for another Jack Ryan movie.
Not another Jack Ryan movie. There's a Jack Ryan show.
Right, series.
Yeah, and now they're gonna make a movie.
Guys, I'm so tired. I'm sorry. Either way, also we haven't seen the show, and I really want to. Jack Ryan I think he's a cool character.
Yes.
Because like he's not. He reminds me a lot of Indiana Jones, and not just because Harrison Ford played him, but because like he's kind of a nerd. He's kind of a dork, but then when called upon, he steps up to the action. But he's always kind of like scared and freaked out about it. I don't know. I think it's a great character. Okay, tell me about Am I Racist?
Am I Racist?
I'm not racist.
Is officially it's on Daily Wire Plus, the streaming service. So if you didn't have the chance to go to the theaters, or if you one of those that don't like go to theaters, like to watch everything at home, now you have the chance to watch the movie on.
My understanding, there is
streaming.
additional content as well.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it has deleted scenes, it has extra. So even if you went to see in the theaters, you might get a kick of more never seen before footage.
That's right.
That's included in the streaming service.
If you did not get enough of Matt Walsh's man bun.
Yes. And about Matt Walsh, on his show, he announced that the show was submitted for the Oscars for the category of documentary.
Okay.
And it's funny when he talks about, because it's a nomination for a nomination. The Academy officially accepted his pre-nomination, his submission to be considered for a nomination as the best documentary picture.
What a
so
process.
It's a nomination for a nomination. So I think he made a poster and it's like movie nominated for a nomination for the Oscars. Because not every movie gets that.
This is true.
Anyways, the movie is a huge success. The most seen documentary in the last 10 years. And if you didn't see it, you should go see it. The movie is funny, is very entertaining. It is illuminating because it exposes the terrible things this industry of so-called anti-racism do to poor people's minds, people that want to be good, and they're convinced that they not only need to be good, but they are intrinsically, naturally bad, which is total baloney.
Even if you're not a fan of Matt Walsh, and there are lots of reasons not to be, and that's fine, I get it. You're not as far right as he is. This was interesting to see because of his unique set of personality quirks. He's completely comfortable just sitting there and like poking the bear and being a little bit of a troll and asking questions that aren't technically like super askable, and setting up situations that kind of expose some of the absurdities of this sort of thing. Racism in this one, and
gender.
Yeah.
It was
gender.
A gender.
That was
it was just a gender.
Oh
What is a
gosh.
woman? Simple question.
I'll tell you what a woman is. A woman is so tired. I think I should probably just stop talking.
Anyways,
Here.
so again, Am I Racist? The Matt Walsh's documentary. It's on Daily Wire Plus.
Yes. Okay. Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. That whole branch of the wizarding world. It's probably over, which I think we all knew.
And that came from the mouth of, what's his bucket?
Eddie Redmayne?
Ed Redmayne.
Yeah.
He said, probably not going to happen.
Yeah, which is right. The first film, amazing, perfect, no notes, no complaints. The second film, much worse. And the third film was just, it was such a disappointment.
Yeah.
It had so much potential.
Yeah,
they were on the verge of greatness.
They wrapped that really badly. They ended the second one like Empire Strikes Back, right? It's like, and then they poop on that like right away in the beginning. It was like, oh really? It's like, and then there was more crap. So
what a bummer. Okay, Saruman has a role in the War of the Rohirrim.
Yes, and he's gonna be voiced, or he was voiced, as soon as the movie is ready, by the late great Christopher Lee.
Yeah. So Philippa Boyens has explained they got permission from Christopher Lee's widow to use some unused recordings. So they're not using AI or anything, but they have extra recordings of his voice, other lines and things that haven't been used before, and so they're going to work that into the animation.
Yeah.
Which I think is fantastic. Especially because Christopher Lee was like the super fan authority on set, like even beyond Peter Jackson and Philippa and all the rest. Like he carried copies of the books in his wizard robes. He read the books every year for decades.
Yeah.
So anyway, I do love that
He was the
still gets
Henry
to be
Cavill
involved.
on the set
Yes.
of The Witcher.
Very much.
Yeah.
Very much. Yeah, Henry Cavill does that for The Witcher. Christopher Lee did it for...
The difference is Christopher Lee was Christopher Lee. Nobody could say anything against him because it's like you dare talking to the great Saruman and the great Christopher Lee. And in the set of The Witcher, people hated that Cavill knew so much about it that he would tell us like, this is wrong.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. Anyways,
So it was such a quality show. Like his fans love. Oh, I just love that Henry Cavill, despite looking like Superman and basically being Superman, is actually just one of the dorky nerds.
Oh,
Such
Amy
a beautiful
Adams.
thing.
And Amy Adams talking about him, about Superman. I guess someone asked about the new Superman, and she says like, yeah, I wish whoever's gonna be Superman or I wish them luck. But I need to say something about Henry Cavill is that he has the soul of Superman.
Oh, absolutely.
It's one thing I can say about him, and it's sad that they're not gonna move with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
What a world we live in. Well, some of that might be a bit of a bummer, some of it might be exciting, but in the UK, somebody found some coins, 950-year-old coins, worth $5.6 million, making them the highest valued treasure ever found in the United Kingdom.
Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of bonkers. This happens across Europe where you just be out, like, you hear all the time about, like, farmers just out plowing their fields, and they'll be, like, plowing, and, oh, there's some Roman coins, or, you know, a sword that a Viking left behind, or things like that. It's just bananas.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that's it?
That's it, yeah. It was
You
a short
sure?
week, yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess that's it for this week.
Yeah.
Happy Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are in the United States and you're an American citizen, if you register to vote, this next week is elections, so go vote. That's how we speak up. That's how we change things. So go vote to change things on your state, on your state congresses, in the White House. You know, if you want to make America great again, it's time to go and vote. And you know what to do. So go out and vote. And next week we come back with more pop culture news, entertainment, and with the results of this election. We'll see what happens. And of course, we're gonna watch things and talk about things. Specifically, I can't remember what's next week.
What is next week? Let me just take
But
a
the new
gander here.
Robert Zemeckis movie here premiered. We're gonna probably see that, which is nothing.
Yeah, we don't have anything on the books yet.
But
Interesting.
which is like dividing opinions because the entire movie takes place on a room, but throughout time, and by time I mean it goes back to dinosaur times and go through modern times, going through to Native Americans, going through to revolutions, wars, and Tom Hanks and Robin Wright, she's not Penn anymore. She's they both de-age digitally, but then they start growing old as they are now. So Zemeckis and both of them worked together before in Forrest Gump. So it's getting back together, and we'll see. There's people annoying that is one camera pointing to that room, to that space in the universe. It does not move. It's single fixed point of it's an eye. There's a fly on the wall, but like the fly is frozen, and we'll see about that. Let's see how the writing goes. It could be interesting.
It could be interesting. There's some really great plays. You see this happen more in theater than on film because in theater it's very difficult.
But in theaters, there's differences because wherever you sit, you have a different angle.
suppose.
You know, and the actors say that every night is a different show because
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. I mean,
We will,
I'm curious.
yeah.
I like some actors who's been done very good things. They did pick Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. They both beloved forever, right? She was Princess Buttercup.
That's true.
And he was big. I mean, he was big.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we will see about that next week. For now, that's it. Happy Halloween again. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.
Bye.